little quiet. Live from Owensboro, Kentucky, it's Christian Academy of Louisville basketball. As tonight the Centurions, I should say late afternoon, the Centurions play in the Elite Eight at Owensboro as they'll go against the John Hardin Bulldogs. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Botello, privileged to bring you tonight's broadcast, or this afternoon's broadcast. I'm having a hard time saying that. And I'll be joined once again by Brad Morgan. But first, let me introduce our sponsors for the games. We have sponsors when we come to Owensboro for the 2A state tournament. We'd like to thank PNC Bank, the Christian Academy Gala featuring Eric Metaxas, Beef O'Brady's Court, the best in rehab, Alliance Promotional Products, and Tran Orthodontics, the best smiles in the business. And Brad, we're back at the 2A tournament again this year, the second straight time for both the boys and girls. But as we look at the boys tournaments this year, we got a pretty packed field here when we look at the AP ratings.
Absolutely, and it all starts right here with this John Hardin Bulldog team, ranked number 1 in the state, 17-0 coming in their last two seasons. Only lost one game last year. Obviously, they're defending state champions from here at the 2A. They only lost one game, and that was to Campbell County at Rupp Arena in the state tournament. But after that, you got the number 3 team in the state, Lexington Catholic, who we'll see play later on tonight. Then you got the number 11 team, Bourbon County, out of the 10th region. Number 12 team in the state, Knox Central's already went down here earlier, just a few minutes ago before we went on the air. Warren Central defeated Knox Central, and that rounds it out with Warren Central, the number 16 team in the state. Not rated, of course, is Christian Academy of Louisville. Callaway County, who will take on Lexington Catholic, and then Lawrence County, who will take on Bourbon County later on this evening.
As we talk to people, this just isn't rankings in 2A. This is ranking for the entire state. So like Ballard, Trinity, and everybody is in that mix.
Absolutely. John Hardin around the state thought of as a favorite potentially to win the state championship. You know, Mill would have to be in contention there. Ballard, obviously, anytime the 7th region champion comes out, the 11th region champion out of the Lexington area, then the 9th region champion out of Cincinnati, which typically Covington Catholic. So a lot of contenders there. Among others, but John Hardin, as of today, right on top.
As we look at this game, when we look at John Hardin, the team of these 8 that are left, the highest scoring offense here, the best defense here as far as points allowed, but it all starts with their key player, number 1, Alex Matthews.
Well, we remember him from last year. He could get it done anywhere. 6'6", I mean, broad, strong, can jump, smart player. Alex Matthews averaging 23 points per game, 11 rebounds a game, shooting 60%. That means he's getting a lot of layups. 21 of 52 from threes. Number 1 in the region and the number 11 overall player in the state preseason. And if he's number 11, I'd love to see the other 10 because, I mean, he is. And, I probably can see, though, he's not, and I haven't seen him this year, but he's not flashy. He's not handling the ball. It's kind of like the big, and he's not, 6'10", he's 6'6". But he plays off the ball. He plays inside, so he's not going to be the flashy guy who brings the ball down the court and crosses over and goes all the way in. He's going to be more catch, a couple of dribbles and laid in. But he, in the high school game, can be unstoppable at times.
Well, and he's not the only one. This team, 2 other players who played last year. Matthews, 18 against us last year. Trevon Harris, 16, 9 by Preston Morrell. But he's got 2 good cohorts there.
Well, they start 4 seniors, but, the problem, I spent some time with the team last night at the hotel and then was with them again today at the shoot-around. The problem is, you got Matthews. I mean, just huge. I mean, he's big as a tree trunk as far as strength and size. If he gets it inside and you double down, well, you've got to double typically off a big guy or dig down. Well, the problem is then they got number 32, Preston Morrell, who's 6'9", 6'10", and he's there to just put it back. So if he goes against a double team, then you got Preston right there able to etch out space, and guards coming down to help wedge him out of there isn't going to work. So he's there to clean it up on the weak side. And then, like you said, though, probably the most improved player is the 6'4" guard Trevon Harris, extremely athletic, averaging 17 a game, 9 rebounds a game, shooting 60%, 76 of 127 from the foul line. Just an extreme athlete, gets to the basket at will, and tough to keep off the glass. He was good last year. It looks like by statistics he's been great this year.
Well, we talk about Centurions. Statistic that the Centurions lead this entire 8 field in is 3-point shooting field goal percentage.
Well, the Centurions can shoot it, Mike, and it starts with a couple of guys, with Jacob Singali averaging 56% from the 3-point line, 16 points per game. And then obviously the 2 juniors, Braden Daniels and Tyler Lagasse. Tyler shooting 50% from the 3-point line. Him and Tyler and Singali themselves are 47 of 88 for 53.4%. from the three-point line, and I would expect to see John Harden trying to force Christian Academy off the three-point line and make them drive and attack the basket.
And we can't go this game without talking about the man who's helped us get here these last two games, who's been unbelievable, in the senior Nate Sattel.
That's right. It's funny. Next man up, Stephen Worsh with an ankle injury. Nate Sattel inserted into the starting lineup, which he did at times last year as well. But the last two games, which are two sectional games, averaging 20 points per game, 8 rebounds, 13 for 23 from the field, 2 of 3 from threes, and then 12 of 17 from the line. Nate Sattel is a huge reason why Christian Academy made it here today. And they're going to need him again today because he's going to get matched up with Matthews and Morrell. He's undersized, but he does have the strength. And if he could use his quickness, maybe the best thing for him would be to draw some fouls on those guys and get into the bench, which I think is a little bit thinner this year for John Harden.
Well, we talked about Sattel replace Stephen Worsh. Good news is Stephen Worsh back and able to play tonight.
Yeah, Stephen's been practicing the last couple of days, so look good. Coaches are happy. Trainers are happy, so he's in the book today. We're not starting as Nate will continue to start. But look to see Stephen Worsh used, and that's good because foul trouble will be an issue today. There's no way you're going to guard this size of offensive players and not get some fouls.
Before we go any farther, we should remind everybody this is an audio-only broadcast per 2A state tournament rules, but we will be bringing you even more precise, detailed action as we are audio-only tonight. Brad, what do we expect from this John Harden? If you had to compare them to a team that the Centurions are used to playing year in, year out, who would that be?
Yeah, I would probably compare them to Ballard. They're going to pressure all over the court, more than likely. They're going to look to push the pace. They're going to run and jump. The difference between them and Ballard is their strength, and not that Ballard's not strong. Ballard, in just the last few years, have been extremely fast but tall and lanky. This John Harden team is just big, strong guys, shoulder to shoulder. They're tall as well, but they like to play a little bit more physical game. So, got to get ready in this experience. 4 starters who've won this tournament already. 4 starters who've been to the state tournament in Rupp Arena. Guys who only lost 1 game last year, haven't lost a game this year. So a team that expects to win. The one thing I would hold my hat on is that last year in this exact game, John Harden should have lost. Scott High School had them on the ropes and beat them really for 30 minutes. And John Harden took it at the last. So maybe a chance for Cal here in the first game of the tournament, a chance to get them.
Starting lineups tonight. First for the John Harden Bulldogs, it'll be, as we talked about, number 1, Alex Matthews, 23 points a game, 11 rebounds a game. He's joined by number 4, Davon Rogers, coming in just over 7 points a game. Joining him, Tay Stone. He is averaging 4 points a game, 1.4 rebounds a game. Joining them will be, as we talked about pregame, number 12, Trayvon Harris, averaging 17 points a game. And then Preston Morrell, the big man in the middle, number 32. He's averaging 10 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. For the Centurions, it'll be Jacob Sangali coming in at 17 points a game, has 27 threes on the season. Joining him in the backcourt, Tyler Logasty, 7.4 points a game, 23s on the year. Nate Sattel in the middle, 7.5, but has scored averaging 20 over his last 2. Braden Daniels, number 20, the junior, 13.5 points a game. And finally, the other big man, number 34, who's in the middle to go against Alec Matthews, Tyler McDaniel. And we are ready for the tip. It is Matthews and McDaniel. Centurions in their home white trimmed in red. John Harden in their black trimmed in red and white. And with the ball is Tay Stone as he sets it up. Quickly he goes to Harris. Harris goes baseline. Good D, pushes the ball back around. Matthews has it in three-point land. Right wing goes back out top to Stone.
Callan man-to-man here. I like the matchup with Braden. Number 1, Matthews fires it up here, misses.
Misses the 3. Rebound, deep rebound, gets to Harris. He drives to the hoop. Shot is up, no good. Rebound to Matthews, out of bounds, Centurion ball. So 2 rebounds for John Harden, which could be an issue. John Harden averaging 40 rebounds a game, but Centurion's able to come away with it.
Right. The first one was just a long rebound. Unfortunate. Second one was Matthews just going to the basket and getting it. A little straight man-to-man pressure here for John Harden. Here comes the run and jump.
Sangali to McDaniels down on the right baseline. Inside he goes to Daniels. No good on the shot. Morrell with the rebound. Gets it off to Harris. John Harden wants to run. Harris goes inside. He's going to be tripped on his way to the hoop. And Harris not stopped out farther. He's going to drive all day on that transition.
Yeah, that's what Coach Hibbard's saying. He got a foot into the paint before anybody ever picked him up. Got to get it stopped.
Harden takes it out underneath. Sattel with the block of a Matthews pass. Daniels comes away with it. Double dribbles, nobody catches it. Sattel starts his drive against Matthews. Stopped by Matthews. Goes to McDaniel. Turns around, little 5-footer. Rolls around the rim and out. Murrell with the rebound. Sattel takes it away from Murrell. Up and good with 2.
Sattel doing what he does. Just snuck in there as Murrell turned around. Sattel stripped it away late in 2-0 Cal.
Centurions with the early lead, 2-zip.
Okay, what I was going to say, he's got Daniels here on number 12, Harris. That's a good matchup for Cal. I got Sattel on Matthews. That's a little bit tougher matchup. A lot of size advantage, but Sattel with the strength.
Looking for Murrell inside. Taking it across is Rogers. Now to Harris. Out to Stone. Nowhere to go. He gets it back out to Rogers. Resets the offense. Rogers backs his way out. Now he dishes. Matthews with the 3. Daniels with the block. But Matthews regains it. Now Sengali all over him. Matthews changes direction. Goes to the hoop, and there's going to be... thought it was going to be a travel, but they're going to call a block. It's going to be on Nate Sattel. That'll be his first.
Well, Matthews was frustrated. Could have got a call after he got shot blocked. He grabbed Braden and just pulled him off the side. Got the ball back and then just attacked.
Ball comes in to Harris, misses the shot. McDaniel above everybody for the rebound.
Braden with the second block. It was a beauty there. Jumped right up with Matthews.
Sattel's going to bring it down against Matthews. Now he gets rid of the pass, knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs from John Harden. Centurion ball, 5:52 to go first quarter.
Well, that's what they worked on at the shoot-around day, that run and jump coming from John Harden. You cannot leave guards.
Ball into Lagusty. He's picked up by Stone. Gets it off to Daniels. Goes around a pick. Fakes a shot. McDaniel, 18-footer, is going to be off the rim. No good. Matthews with the rebound. Here come the Bulldogs across midcourt. Gets it off to Rogers. Starts his drive to the hoop. Shot is up and good.
Sengali, that dribble handoff. Sengali trailed it. Got in trouble all the way there. I like what Cal did, though. They didn't overhelp. Make him finish.
Sengali across to McDaniel. We get across midcourt. Off to Lagusty. 3 in the air by Tyler. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound to Morrell. Sattel fights for it. Morrell hangs on this time. Out to Matthews. He's going to try to go. Ball's going to be stripped. Sengali, McDaniel with the steal. McDaniel off to Sengali. Pulls up. 16-footer. No good. Back of the rim. Rebound comes down to Stone. Stone's pushing it the other way. 3-on-2. Gets it off to Matthews. He goes up for the 2.
Yeah, not what you want to do. You don't, even though it was a good shot for Jacob, you don't want to get into a running up and down. Sometimes you'd rather run third.
There's a turnover. McDaniel gave it to Lagus. He threw it back. McDaniel not looking. Sengali up behind Murrell and knock it out of bounds. It'll be John Harden's ball.
That was just a careless play there. McDaniel not paying attention. Lagasy's pass went right over him as we got a 30-second timeout here by Christian Gabby. Let me finish my point there. Even though it was a good shot out of the fast break, sometimes in a game like this, you'd rather run 45 seconds of clock and get that same shot out of that than you would getting up and down. Cal was in a full sprint going down the court. Long rebound led to that easy slam for Matthews on the other side.
John Harden, a team that loves to run, and you're right, I don't think we want to get in a running match with them. Centurion's close, a couple shots just off the front of the rim.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference, Brad? This is a college court. This is home of Kentucky Wesleyan. So how much longer is this court than a high school court? Will that take its toll?
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it's what is it? I think it's about is it 12 feet?
15 feet longer?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can throw off your fast break. If you're not looking at the rim, you kind of get disoriented to where you're at.
Ball gets into Matthews, 5-footer, no good. Rebound to Sattel, knocked away. Coming away with it's Murrell. Three-pointer in the air and no good by Roger. Stone with the rebound. Morrell, free throw line, blocked again by Daniels. Number 3 for him this game. Sengali off to Lagusty across midcourt left side. Lagusty goes to the middle, off to Sengali right side. He's picked up by Matthews. Back to Lagusty left side. McDaniel sets up at the free throw line. Lagusty tries to drive, goes to McDaniel. 3-point land. He's going to move on Murrell. Spin move. Shot is up and good.
Well, there's something Cal maybe can exploit there. A little isolation against Murrell. McDaniel took it easily to the basket that time.
Matthew drives baseline. Nowhere to go, but dishes to Harris coming in. He's going to be fouled by McDaniel on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Got the stop, but it was a foul. Just got him on the hand.
We are tied at 4 with 4:03 to go here first quarter. Mike Patello, Brad Morgan with 2A Elite 8 state tournament action.
I'll tell you what, Braden Daniels has 3 blocks already. He's extremely active on defense as that free throw rims out by number 12, Trayvon Harris.
A 60% shooter on the season. J.R. Montgomery in the game. Out comes Murrell, and into the game, Stephen Wersch for the first time. We see him for the first time in a while. Nate Sattel takes a breather.
Interesting. John Harden goes smaller, Cal goes bigger, so now Cal's the bigger team on the court.
Harris misses both. Daniels with another rebound. Off to Logisty. Here comes the double team. Finds McDaniel midcourt. He's going to lob it down Sangali. Sangali between the legs of Matthews, but the pass goes out of bounds. Finally off the foot of John Harden. Pretty impressive pass by Sangali, but it put Wersch in a terrible spot.
Yeah, Wersch wasn't able to put him right under the basket. Cal had the pressure beat, but
Daniels into Logisty. Stone her all over Logisty. He tries to go by him. Gets it off to McDaniel. Top of the key. Left corner to Sangali. 3 in the air by Jacob is good.
Good pass. Got it to that high post and dropped back. Cal switching to a 2, which I'm assuming is going to be a 2-3 here. Or I'm going to change my mind there. A 3-2 it looks like. Braden Daniels out at the point.
Rogers with the ball in the corner. He goes to Harris, I believe, around the horn. Matthews left wing. In the left corner, it goes to Rogers. He goes in the middle. Ball almost stolen from Montgomery. Now to Stone. Tries to drive. Daniels stops him. Matthews, right corner 3 is no good. Rebound.
Yep.
That's going to be over the back on Montgomery. Stephen Wersch with great position.
Well, that's what you want. You want Matthews hanging around the three-point line because that's a win for even if he hits a 3, it's a win because you don't have him battling you inside. Cal switched to a 3-2 there. But Daniels, again, their point guard tried to isolate. What a play on defense, keeping him in front.
Change of pace by Sangali. Gets it across. Tries to go on the bounce pass. Matthews right there to make the steal. Goes back to Rogers. Layups up and good.
That cannot happen. That's just giving them one.
7-6 Centurions. Here comes Daniels. Goes to Wersch. Shot is up. No good. Rebound fought for. Coming away with us, John Harden. Here comes the run out. Stone. He's going to go coast to coast. Shot's no good. Harris with the rebound back up good and going to draw the foul. So Centurions had a break, but you don't want to get in that running game, just what you talked about earlier.
No, I mean, it's got to be a layup. And I mean, it's tough. It's tough because you're used to, in that situation, it feels like a 2-on-1. It feels like you're going to get an easy layup. They recover so well.
Trayvon Harris hits his first of 3 free throws on the night. John Harden goes up 9-7. Cole Hodge in the game for Logisty. There's a steal on his first pass. It's going to be a jump ball. Trying to go for Daniels underneath the opposing bucket, and Harris there for the steal. Daniels ties him up, Centurion ball.
Yeah, the biggest crime probably right now is the turnovers because John Harden's struggling scoring in half court against us. They're just leading 9-7, but turnovers have given them so many easy baskets.
Centurions break the press that time. Here comes Daniels, and they're trying to hit the person on the opposite side and keep throwing it right into the legs of the
I would say
John
if you're going to
person.
attack, just attack Matthews there. I mean, he doesn't want to foul. I mean, he's huge, but so he may block the shot. But it's either pull it back out or attack him.
Hodge throws it in deep to McDaniel, who's picked up by Matthews. Looks for help. Hodge has it. Here comes the double team. Hodge gets it down to Wersch.
Nice.
Throws outside to Daniels. 3 in the air by Braden. Is nothing
Nice.
but net.
Wersch with the right idea on a pass, not executed well. Got it really high. Braden had to go up and get it, but then pulls it down to 6-3.
Centurions back in lead, 10-9. 2:10 to go here, first quarter.
Besides the turnovers, love the way we're playing, though. We're playing confident, attacking.
Matthews three-point land out top of the key. Centurions in the zone. Rogers 3 left wing, no good. Rebound. Up strong for the rebound is Harris. Goes back up for the shot. Knocked away by the Centurions. Centurion ball.
Coach talked about that this morning there. I mean, he said they're going to make plays. They have high-level Division I players against it, but you got to be just pesky enough to survive their runs. They're going to make plays. That time, number 12, Harris, made an unbelievable rebound. That's going to be a turnover, it looks like, going to be with John Harden.
Yep.
But it made an unbelievable rebound, and then Daniels, just as he went up, stripped it off his leg. Now we turn it over, unfortunately. That was a tough pass.
Jalen Tyus, leading three-point shooter on John Harden into the game. Ball lobbed in, knocked away by McDaniel. Matthews looking to the referee for the foul. No foul there. Daniels going to drive to the hoop. Shot is up and doesn't fall. McDaniel with the rebound. Misses the crib. Rebound comes down to John Harden. Here comes Harris. He's running. Dishes. Tyus, 3 in the air. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Coming away with it is John Harden.
Traveling.
There's going to be a travel. Ball came out to Rogers, and before that dribble, he took a step.
Cal's having trouble on the long threes are careening deep off the rim, and it's those guards are there to pick it up. That time he picked it up and tried to attack and turned it over.
Nate Sattel back in. McDaniel goes out, so it's Sattel and Hodge, Sangali, Daniels, and Worsh for the Centurions. Hodge around a pick, gets it across. Here comes the double team. Finds Sattel. Sattel to Sangali. 3 in the air by Jacob is nothing but net. He has 6 with 2 threes.
There can't be a much better shooter in the state than Sangali, Jacob Sangali. My goodness, if he gets a look, it's automatic.
13-9 Centurions, 1 minute to go, first quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds by Sattel, out of the hands of Tyus. Logisty back in the game. Braden Daniels getting a breather with 1 minute to go here. What a game Braden Daniels has played so far on defense.
He's been fantastic. Rebounding, everywhere. He made the three. Been fantastic. Watch the lob here.
Ball gets into Matthews. They got him out in three-point land, right where you want him.
Cal in a 2-3 zone here as we go under a minute.
Back to Rogers. Going to go to the left wing. Coming around to get it is Williams, who's in the game. Darius Williams. He drives, tied up by Sattel. Ball will be going to John Harden, but Centurions will get it at the second quarter.
Absolutely, a big play there. Even though it keeps it with them, gets you the possession here at the end of the half or the quarter.
Matthews to throw it in. Watch him nope, no pass back to him. 3 in the air by Rogers is no good. Rebound by John Harden. Wild shot put up and good. Who was that?
That was number 15.
That was Williams. He got it and started to fall.
Worsh by himself.
Worsh by himself gets the 2.
Yeah, slip behind the press there. John Harden pushing it here under 30 seconds, pushing it right back down the floor. Now they settle as Logisty there to slow him down.
15-11 Centurion. 3 in the air. No good by
that
Tyus, and there's going to be an over the back.
Oh, great box out by Cole Hodge.
That's going to be on J.R. Montgomery. That'll be his second.
Cole, just an 8th grader, has learned the art of the box out because he was driving him out there, and the kid was still trying to grab it.
John Harden been sneaking more and more people into the backcourt in that full court press, and Worsh made him pay the last time. Logisty's going to dribble up against Rogers, gets across, dishes to Sangali, 3-point line. He's picked up quickly, and there's going to be an offensive foul on the pick.
Oh, kind of a cheap one there.
That's going to be on Tyler Logisty.
Kind of a rub play there. Tyler handed it off and got contact, must have leaned.
6.6 seconds to go. Here comes Matthew. Hodge trying to slow him down, runs into his own man, lets a 3 fly, no good.
Well done.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Centurions up 15-11.
Give us just a break. I'll do my AD duties and my 2A duties. I'll be right back.
The Owensboro Health Sports Medicine Walk-In Clinic is not just for athletes. Designed to treat emergencies like sprains and minor fractures, the clinic gives everyone access to advanced orthopedic and sports medicine care.
Christian Academy wishes to thank our athletic trainer from Court, the best in rehab, for being the official sports medicine and rehabilitation provider for the Centurions. Court has several locations throughout Louisville, Lexington, and southern Indiana, and offers the best in physical and occupational therapy, as well as sports medicine coverage to local high schools, colleges, and community organizations. Visit Court on the web at www.court.com. That's Court, K-O-R-T, the best in rehab. Scoring in that first quarter, first for John Harden. It is 4 points for Devin Rogers, 3 for Trayvon Harris, and 2 each for Alex Matthews and Darius Williams. For the Centurions, they are led by Jacob Sangali with 6, 3 points for Braden Daniels, and 2 each for Stephen Worsh, Nate Sattel, Tyler McDaniels. 15-11, Centurions with the lead at the end of 1. Second quarter for the Bulldogs. It'll be Jalen Tyus, Alex Matthews, Preston Morrell, along with Devin Rogers and Trayvon Harris. Centurions come out with Tyler Logisty and Stephen Worsh, along with Nate Sattel, Jacob Sangali, and Braden Daniels. Centurion ball to start the second quarter. Worsh outside 3-point line, left side, brings it back out to Logisty. Now Daniels has it on the right side. Starts to go around a pick, now gives off to Sattel. Starts his drive, Matthews stops him, hands off to Sangali. About 10 feet behind top of the key. Drives, pulls up, 15-footer. Good, Sangali. I believe he's 3 for 3 now. Centurions go up by 6, 17-11. Devon Rogers sets it up. Centurions stay in the zone. Off to Tyus. Down it goes Matthews. Right wing. Straight up top. Left side. Tyus with the three is good.
But you're going to have to live with that. I mean, guys like him, you're going to have to allow him to shoot.
Really only two main three-point shooters in this team, Matthews and Tyus.
A lot of hands here. Logsty working the ball.
Tyus, a 38% free throw shooter. Daniels with the ball. Gives it off to Sattel. He's going to drive all the way to the hoop. Matthews comes over for the help with the block. Centurions keep it, but good drive by Sattel.
It's a great drive. I mean, Matthews blocked it. He's a great player, but take that at him 5 times a game. You might get 2 fouls, 3 fouls, and if he picks up a couple cheap ones, you know, you've got him out of the game.
Ball comes into Sattel. He's going to drive against Matthews, and there's going to be a travel on the play.
Yeah, that time. That reminds me when I first got to college at U of L, you would drive in and you'd hit the guys, and they're so strong, you bounce off of them, and you walk or lose the ball, and you're like looking at it like, man, the guy just killed me. You go back and watch the film, and the guy never even moved. He just stood there. Like, that's what happened there, just too much strength.
Little 3/4 court pressure by the Centurions this time. In the corner it goes to Tyus. He goes inside to Morrell, baseline to Matthews. He goes underneath for an easy 2.
Yeah, that is probably the first possession. John Harden did exactly what they wanted. That can't happen.
Worsh now comes down double team, gives it back out to Logsty, around to Daniels, around the horn to Sangali. Sangali tells Worsh he wants to pick. Now he gives off to Worsh. Fakes the 3, gives off to Logsty coming around. 15-footer up,
nice.
Good by Tyler.
Well done. Excellent execution. Great job.
19-16 Centurions. Centurions pull back from their 3/4 court press. 6 minutes exactly to go here, first half. Williams, left wing, gets it off to Rogers. Rogers, about 10 feet behind top of the key, sets the offense over to Tyus. Rogers, left wing, tries to go inside. Williams Matthews fights for it with Worsh. Out of bounds, it'll be John Harden ball. Tyler McDaniel back in the game. Sattel's going to get a breather. Stone back in for John Harden as Rogers takes a breather. John Harden ball underneath left side of the basket. Gets it in to Harrison, 3-point land. Straight out top. Tyus drives to the hoop. Shot is up and good.
Yeah, got to do better than that. Can't let him beat you. That was an easy straight line drive. I'm glad we didn't overhelp, make him finish, but too easy.
Cuts the Centurion lead to 1, 19-18. Logisty brings it up. Here comes the double team. Gets it off to Sangali. Sangali drives, finds McDaniel. Outside to Daniels. 3 in the air with Matthews coming right at him. High rebound comes down to Tyus. Tyus off to Stone. Stone's going to set it up. Goes now right corner to Matthews. Almost out of bounds. Saves it to Tyus. Back out to Stone. Back over to Tyus right wing. Into Murrell. He's not been a factor yet. Little left-handed hook. No good. Rebound to McDaniel and a foul on Murrell.
Murrell with total frustration right now. So if he can continue, give him another 3 minutes here of nothing real positive, he could lose him for the game here as far as mentally.
Ball into Logisty. Back to Sangali.
He's need a good one here. John Harden's pressure is slowing down in the full court. You could turn this game into a half-court game and grind this thing out if you can go a little bit longer here. Daniels
around a pick from McDaniel. On McDaniel on the give and go. He goes in hard. Pump fake. Shots up. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Matthews the other way. Sangali's going to stop him at midcourt. Now he's going to pick up speed again. Tries to drive. Goes inside. Shot's going to be blocked, but there's going to be a foul on it.
Matthews just moving worse than McDaniel away. But on this one, McDaniel with the perfect drive. As a pick and roll, he rolled, got it. Pump fake, got Matthews and Murrell off it. Went with his left hand, ball just rode off. Unlucky. Beautiful set play. Got to finish.
Foul was on McDaniel. His second. To the line goes Matthews, and the 80% free throw shooter misses his first. Kind of an open background here a little bit, so free throw shooting may be a little tougher than usual, especially with the stands in the end zones. Second shot is up and good. We have our third tie of the game, this one at 19. Double team. Back to Sangali, gets it to McDaniels. He's going to find Daniels. Daniels has Worsh underneath. Pump fake, shots up, blocked, and there's going to be a fight for the rebound. Jump ball will go to John Harden. Boy, John Harden, they get off their feet so quickly. You think you got a shot, and all of a sudden they're right up with you.
Yeah, I mean, that was the perfect play. Worsh has got to go up quick. You got to get the ball up quick. You also learned that in college. You got to get that thing quick and up high off the glass. When your elementary coach told you to put it in the white square, that's not true anymore in college. You got to put it above the white square.
Tyus with the ball out top, goes back to Stone. Sets the offense against the zone by the Centurions. Harris left wing. Around the horn it comes. Tyus, 3 right wing. Shot is good.
Tyus the difference right now. Hit 2 threes and a layup to make for 8. Now lead 22-19. Need a good possession here.
Tyus averaging just over 7 a game. Has 8 already. Logosty moves on Stone. Nowhere to go. Picks it up off to Wersch. Wersch. Matthews comes out to him. Logosty back out to Sangali. 3 in the air by Jacob. No good this time. Rebound on the ground. Daniels has it. Goes back up. 10-footer. No good. Rebound comes down to Stone. Quickly up to Tyus. Stopped by Sangali. Stone goes to the hoop.
No!
Wild shot. Charge is going to be called.
I didn't see a charge.
I didn't see a charge.
I thought he was going to call foul on Braden, which would have been a horrible call. Look at the John Harden.
He said he smacked Braden in the head with an arm.
He must have swung his left arm out. I was blocked on that, but Braden came across and was straight up. They really didn't even make much contact. I guess the left arm came, but for our view here, we're just to the left of the scores table, right behind the front row, right behind John Harden's bench, really to your left. Coach not happy about that call.
Sattel back in, Hodge back in for the Centurions. And Hodge will bring it up. He's picked up by Stone. Gets it right across midcourt, looking for some help. Gets the pass off to Sangali, right wing. Sangali drives baseline, pulls up, 15-footers, no good. Rebound, Murrell above everybody. Gets it off to Stone. Bulldogs want to run. Gets it up to Harris, almost loses it. Goes baseline, loses it. Out of bounds off Sattel. John Harden ball. Jared McCurry in his 6th year at John Harden, 134 and 47.
Got to watch the lob here. Sorry, Mike. 3
that's
minutes
okay.
to go here.
Tyus to throw it in, gets it into Stone, right wing. Out to Harris. Here comes the pick. Now McDaniel on Harris. He's going to drive to the hoop and gets the 2.
John Harden settling down in half court now, playing a little slower, getting what they want. Cal's got to answer here, giving up a run. Got to respond.
Hodge starts to drive, picked up by Stone. There's some hands slapping there, and that's going to be number 2 on Stone.
John Harden, foul number 5, Case Stone, that's his second team 5th. Checking into the game for John Harden, number 4, Devin Rogers.
Rogers back in, Stone out for John Harden. Daniels to throw it in right in front of us at the scorer's table.
Somebody's got to help Cole here. Come get it.
Sangali, right wing, picked up by Tyus. Starts to go around a pick, picks his dribble off to Sattel. Matthews has him. McDaniel, top of the key. Drives, fakes right, comes back left. Nice move by Tyler.
Maybe the toughest one he's had yet. That was a beauty. Soft off the glass.
Cuts the John Harden lead to 3, 24-21. Inside to Murrell. He tries to move, triple team, and there's going to be a jump ball. Braden Daniels again on the tough D.
I don't know that was a quick whistle, but I'll take it. But Morrell back to the bench, not able to get any kind of rhythm today.
Jalen Kennard in for the first time of this game.
Sometimes I don't know if it's worse when the coach yells at you when you come off the bench or the one where the coach don't even make eye contact with you. That was one of those for John Harden there.
That guy always told my boys, if the coach ever stopped yelling at you, you're in trouble.
Well, that was one for Murrell. He came off and nobody even reached out a hand or anything.
Here comes the double team. Daniels able to save it, but it's knocked away from him by Harris. Harris now on the break, and Hodge is going to stop it with the foul. And Hodge looked like he got an ankle twisted on that play. That'll be the first on Hodge. That'll be the 5th on the Centurions.
I like what Hodge did, though. It's kind of like watching.
I'm not sure why he's in the 1-1. That's only our
7th, right?
Oh, that is our 7th. I'm looking at timeouts on the scoreboard. My bad. Harris with the 1-1. Shot is up. Going to be good.
It was like watching Yugoslavia play USA in the Olympics or something, something like that. And LeBron getting a breakaway, and then they just do a quick foul right at the half court to take away the easy slam. That was what Hodge did there. Unfortunately, John Harden converts at the foul line.
26-21, 5-point lead by John Harden. Sangali looking to throw it in, gets it into McDaniels, almost stolen from him. Gets it off to Daniels, has a 2-on-1. Tries to go to Sattel, but that speed of John Harden gets back and breaks it up. Harris now pulls it up, gives it off to Tyus, back to Harris, right wing. Goes baseline. Sangali stops him, back out to Tyus. Sangali has him as he goes to the baseline. Wild shot off the side of the backboard. They get it. Matthews now to the hoop. Shot is up, no good. Rebound right to Matthews, but he was standing out of bounds. Centurion ball.
Hodge was the reason he missed it. Hodge was there to take the charge. Matthews was able to avoid the charge but missed the layup.
Laugusty in for Hodge. Stephen Wersch coming back into the game. Wersch he's looking for him, nope, Wersch is going to stay at the scores. He came into her. Now they let him come back in. He forgot to report.
He got the scores tables like 3 times as long. And, it's a college score table. It almost runs the length of the floor. Not used to it.
Sangali to Laugusty, back to Sangali to McDaniel.
Woo!
And there's going to be a ball, and there's going to be a foul called.
A little bit of a cheap one there. You've got to at least look one way, throw the other way. You got to make the defense shift their weight at least. That time, Sangali tried to go right back to him.
16th foul on John Harden. Laugusty brings it across against Rogers. Gets it off to Daniels. He's picked up by Harris. Goes around a pick. Nowhere to go. Harris bumps him. And makes the steal. He's going to go all the way to the hoop. And Wersch is going to have the foul. That'll be the first on Steven. Centurions had 4 turnovers in the first quarter. John Harden had 6 in the first quarter. I think that's going to change here at halftime.
The turnovers really, really getting the best. And then now John Harden getting to the line. Now that's 8 on Cal to 6 for them. A missed free throw there. Cal's got to be ready to box out. We got Matthews off the foul line back in the press as Murrell's out.
Second shot's good by Harris. He has 8 on the afternoon. It's 27-21 John Harden. Centurions need a score.
Oh.
There's going to be a takeaway again, and Laugusty's going to foul Harris this time. That'll be the second on Tyler. The full court press starting to take its toll against the Centurions.
Foul number 11, Tyler Lagassi. That's his second, team 9th. Foul in the act of shooting. Number 12, Travis Harris.
Harris already with 7 attempts tonight from the line. And he's going to hit this one. He is now 4 of 8 from the line this evening. Leads the team in free throw attempts by far. We see why. He gets a ton of steals and goes straight to the hoop. Misses the second rebound. Blocked by, going to be a jump ball. Tyler McDaniel with the block against Kennard, who got the rebound. Ball's going to go to John Harden, though, just like a turnover. And Sattel's coming back in the game, and he's coming in for McDaniel.
Checking back in for Cal, number 15, Nate Sattel.
Matthews to throw it in. 59 seconds to go here, second quarter. 7-point lead, John Harden. Centurions had a 4-point lead at the end of one. Left side, it goes to Kennard. Back to Rogers on top, right in the middle. Now to Matthews. 3 in the air by Matthews. No good. Rebound. It's going to be over the back. Sattel with a good block out. And Sattel's going to be taking the free throws. It's going to be Kennard, I believe. Nope, looks like it's going to be Darius Williams with the foul.
I think Lagassi may be the one shooting.
I may have had the wrong over the back. There may have been 2 over the backs down there.
Lagassi was battling, boxing out. I think they got him. Whoever went over him there, 15.
Lagassi is going to the line. He'll have 1 in the bonus. 7 of 11 on the season from the line, just under 70%. Centurions need these 2. First shot up, no good. Rebound, Tyus comes away with it. Tyus pushes it up, knocked out of bounds by Sangali. 37 seconds to go first half. John Harden on a 9-2 run since it was tied at 19. Ball gets in to Kennard. He gives it right back to Rogers. I say John Harden may play for the final shot, but they usually don't do that, especially when Tyus can hit 3 like that. He has 11, and all of a sudden John Harden up by 10. Wersch back to Sangali. Back to Wersch. Wersch fires it up to Lagasty. Back to Sangali when he comes across. Off to Sangali. 3 in the air by Jacob. That one's no good. Sattel with the rebound,
nice.
Back up with 2.
Get back here. Try to get a stop.
3 seconds to go. To the hoop. Rogers running jumper is going to be no good, and that ends the first half of play. With the lead is John Harden, 31-23. We'll be back in about 8 minutes to bring you a recap of first half, second half action from Owensboro, Kentucky, the 2A state tournament. Centurions trail by 8 at halftime, 31-23. Welcome back, Christian Academy Louisville basketball, where the Centurions trail at halftime 31-23. For the state-of-art orthodontic care, visit Tran Orthodontics today. Dr. Paul Tran has created beautiful smiles in the Louisville area for more than 24 years. Call for your free consultation at one of their convenient locations in Middletown or Prospect. Tran Orthodontics, the best smiles in the business. Well, Brad, we come back, and stats are really pretty even except for a few key ones there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrific first, 14 minutes, maybe 13 minutes from Cal. But the difference, without a doubt, like you said, is the rebounding category. John Hart and Bulldogs lead 22-7 on Christian Academy's rebounding. Then on the free throw lines, John Hart 6 for 11, Cal 0 for 1. Cal not able to get to the foul line. Really, defense not too bad. I mean, they gave up 31 points. They're 23. Cal went scoreless there for a section of the second quarter, for about a 4-minute section of the second quarter, and that really hurt them. And then the difference, I think, for John Harden is the sophomore, number 2, Jalen Tice, got hot there, only averaging 7 a game, scored 11, all in the second quarter, 3 for 5 from threes, and then made a layup as well. I mean, they desperately needed someone to step up, and at that time, number 2, Tice did it for them.
There were 5 lead changes, 3 ties. Game started out back and forth in Centurions after John Harden went on a 9-7 lead early in the first quarter. Centurions finished out the first quarter with an 8-2 run to go up 15-11. And then in the second quarter, John Harden started out on a 5-zip run to cut the lead to 1. And then after they tied it at 19, they went on an 8-zip run and then finished on a 7-zip run before the Centurions got the final 2 points of that first half to bring us to 31-23. Brad, you got individual scoring?
Right here, first for the Centurions, Jacob Segali leading the way with 8. Stephen Wersch 2, Tyler Lagosty 2, Nate Sattel 4, Braden Daniels 3, Tyler McDaniel 4. For the Bulldogs, it's Alex Matthews 5, Jalen Tyus 11, Devin Rogers 4, Trayvon Harris 9, and Darius Williams 2. John Harden 31, Cal 23. It'll be Christian Academy's ball in about 40 seconds when we start the second half. So
what Centurions got to do here second half, Brad?
Well, they're going to have to settle things down on offense, run a little bit of clock. They have to make John Harden play offense against our set defense. So to do that, you got to take good, balanced shots, make John Harden pay when they gamble, make your shot, get back on defense, and then work really hard. I mean, you got to limit the turnovers, got to do better on reboundings. I mean, tough things to do, but it's got to be about a perfect half for Cal.
Back in action, starting lineups in for both teams. Centurions with the ball. Lagosty off to Sangali on the right wing. They are all over him. He goes right around his man for the drive. Dishes to McDaniel, who had the shot but gives it back. Now Sattel to Lagosty, 3 in the air. Good!
That's what Coach said. Be scrappy, just pesky enough.
Cuts the lead to 5. Harris goes baseline. Sangali stops him. Back to Harris, left wing, looking for 3. Morrell trying to get position down low. I don't know what McDaniel's supposed to do. Morrell just keeps backing down and down and down, and McDaniel just kind of giving some room, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets a foul called on him. And that brings Stephen Wersch off the bench as McDaniel has his 3rd foul.
Well, one scary stat is Morrell and Matthews combined for just 5 points, and we were still trailing. It was a great job by Cal. Got to continue to do that.
They're trying to get it into Morrell. They do. He turns around. A little hook is up and good. So
it
looks like they're going to try to get Morrell scoring here.
Yeah, and I would live with that if I was Cal. I mean, that was not an easy shot. He was 7 feet from the basket and hit a hook shot.
Centurions break the press. Now Daniels has it left corner. 3 in the air. No good. Sattel tips it out to Sangali. Fakes the 3 as Matthews comes all over him. And Sangali brings it back out to Lagosty.
Sattel just went one-on-one with Matthews and won the rebound. John Harden won it over the back.
Daniels has it. Goes around a pick by Lagosty to the hoop. Ball's knocked away. It'll be Centurion ball.
Good drive there. Could have got the foul. I got to be a little stronger to finish that one.
Lagosty to throw it in underneath. He has Morrell right in front of him. 6'9" versus about 5'6". I should say 5'8". Tyler may get upset. Can't even see around Morrell. Going to throw it in deep. Going to be a timeout by Coach Hibbard as he's having a hard time getting it in. Couldn't see over that big body in front of him.
Beef O'Brady's in Middletown, Kentucky is a proud sponsor of the Christian Academy Louisville boys and girls basketball teams. Beef O'Brady is a family-friendly neighborhood sports restaurant serving great food and a fun-filled atmosphere. Come join us for $2 off select appetizers during their appetizer happy hour from 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, as well as daily food specials. Beef O'Brady's is located at 241 Blankenbaker Parkway, right next to Starbucks. On behalf of the entire Beef staff, we would like to wish the Cal girls and boys basketball team good luck in all their tournament games. That's a reminder to us that the girls will be in action tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here in Owensboro Sports Center, taking on Bell County tomorrow night in the first round of the Girls 2A Classic.
Girls top seed in the tournament, number 3 in the state, take on Bell County, who's number 12 in the state. Only 2 ranked teams in the state. Logisty has it just inside the midcourt line. Daniels tries to break free, can't get it to him. Now Daniels does get free. He's got the much smaller Stone on him. Daniels goes around him, pulls up, 10-footer over Murrell, no good. Daniels gets his own rebound, tied up. Should be Centurion. Is it John Harden ball?
We had the ball to start the half.
So John Harden ball on the tie-up, but good follow by Daniels to get a piece of that rebound. John Harden down quickly. Rogers has it. Looks inside, nowhere to go. Stone right wing, back to Rogers left wing. Goes down left corner to Matthews. Centurion's done a good job on Matthews. Now they bring it way back out. This is the most time I've seen John Harden in any possession so far. Rogers on the right wing. Sattel comes out, tries to knock it away from him. Now he's going to get it out to Matthews, top of the key. Gives it off to Harris, left wing. Morrell has it, free throw line. Goes down low to Matthews, and you're not going to stop him unless you foul him, and that's exactly what Worsh does.
Yeah, Steven came too high. You can hear the coach, it's time to stay down. Came to the high post. You got to let a guard take that high post. As soon as he came up, a little high-low, Morrell found Matthews on the block.
Matthews to the line with 2. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Only has 5 points on the evening. Hits the first, averaging 23 a game. First points of the quarter for John Harden. Centurion started the quarter with a 3 by Logisty. Matthews hits both of them, and that lets them set up their full court pressure. Ball into Logisty, gets it off to Worsh. He's going to lob it ahead to Sangali. Tracks it down, goes inside to Sattel, up and good.
Excellent press break there. Got the easy layup by Sattel. Great job.
35-28. John Harden with the lead here. We have 5:44 to go, third quarter. Mike Botello, Brad Morgan with the action. Morrell. 15-footer good. My goodness, I'll let him take that.
Right, I thought when he shot, I was like, oh, wow, what a shot.
Lead back to 9, 37-28. Logisty. Here comes the double team. Need to get it across. Gets it off to Daniels. Daniels finds Sangali. Gets it in the corner to Sattel. Looks inside to Worsh. Worsh with the move against Morrell. Little 5-footer. Hook no good. Rebound comes down to Morrell. Sattel tries to slow him down. He gets the ball off to Rogers across midcourt. Right side. Now he comes to the middle. Left corner it goes to Harris around the horn. Matthews, 3 right wing, covered up quickly. Off to Stone in the corner. Back to Matthews. Fakes the pass. Jump stop. There's going to be a foul on Sattel. That'll be the second foul on Nate. Matthews to the line for the second time this half. Cole Hodge gets ready to come into the game for the Centurions. First shot up and good by Matthews.
John Harden did a good job. Matthews just kept moving against that zone. Was on the wing. Fake pass, cut. Eventually found him on the block.
Ten points matches their biggest lead of the game. He misses the free throw. Works with the rebound. Off to Logisty, up to Hodge. Hodge going to go to the middle of the court. Everybody wanted over and back, but he hadn't come completely over yet. Logisty now starts the drive against Matthews, decides better of it. Now starts the drive again. Gets it off to Worsh. Centurions dribbling a little bit more than they have before. Sattel starts the drive against Morrell. No good on the layup. Rebound to Harris. Harris quickly up to Matthews. Grabs it on the run, goes to the hoop, reverse layup up and good.
Wow, that was a beauty. Didn't look like he was going anywhere. Took 2 long strides, finished on the other side of the rim.
And all of a sudden, it's a 12-point lead for John Harden. Pass to Sattel, knocked out of bounds by Matthews. Braden Daniels quickly back into the game. He's going to give Sattel a breather. It's Sattel, Logisty, Hodge, Sangali, and Wersch for the Centurions right now. Wersch, a pick for Logisty, goes the other way. Looks for help, double teamed, off to Hodge. Hodge right wing to Sangali, 3 in the air. Good! Way over the outstretched hand of Matthews.
Well, way beyond the NBA three-point line there as we have here. That's a travel.
And there's going to be a travel. Centurions get the ball back.
Kentucky Wesleyan, this arena here, hosts some high school games as we're doing today. They host the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers, plays the college line, and they also have some kind of a semi-professional team called the Kentucky Thoroughbreds Players, so they've got that NBA line as well.
J.R. Montgomery, Jalen Tylis back in the game. Hodge picked up by Williams. He's all over him. Gets it off to Daniels. Harris has him. Daniels starts the drive. Ball knocked away, and there's going to be a foul called. Foul's going to be on Trayvon Harris, his first. John Harden plays that bumping, quick defense. Whenever they foul, they're going to get away with a lot. Whenever they foul, man, their fans go crazy. And anytime they touch somebody, they call a foul on them.
He was getting bumped all the way. That one's off.
Logisty, no good on the 3, out of bounds, John Harden.
Tyler came off a dribble handoff, pulled quickly, never got his body balanced.
Centurions need a couple stops and scores here. Gets back in. They've cut the lead down to single digits to 9, 40-31. Matthews in the corner. Goes down baseline to Harris. He's double teamed. Back to Matthews. 3 in the air. Good. Matthews starting to heat up. 43-31 John Harden. Hodge has it. Attempts to go in. Running 10-footer is no good. Rebound comes down to Montgomery. Quickly up the other way. Here comes Rogers to the hoop, and it's good.
Kevin Rogers for 2.
And there's that a little too quick of a shot on the offensive wing to give them a break.
Without a doubt.
Hodge picked up by Matthews. Gets it across. Matthews still with him. Tries to go to Logisty. Knocked out of bounds by Rogers. Centurion ball just in front of their bench.
Matthews is just waiting on that crossover, not allowing Hodge to get back to their side.
Daniels to throw it in. They make a little room for him so he can fit in there to throw it in. Logisty back to Daniels, right wing. Starts his drive, goes across to Hodge. Hodge fakes a shot, drives. Nice dish to Wersch, up for 2.
Nice play by Hodge. Got Matthews beat on the baseline. Help came over, dropped it to Wersch, finished with the left hand.
Cuts the lead to 12, 45-33. Centurions trailed by 8 at half. 3 in the air by Tyus is no good. And there's going to be a foul on John Harden. It's going to be on Trayvon Harris. Not sure if it was holding or over the back, but one of the two. Second team foul this half on John Harden. Hodge brings it up against Matthews. Ball knocked away, stolen. Logisty steals it right back. Just caught it like a defensive or like a receiver over the head. Sangali comes up, goes to Wersch, 10-footer, no good. Wersch tips it. Coming away with it is Montgomery. Quickly the other way as Matthews has an opening to the hoop. Ball going to be fouled. Foul's going to be on Tyler Logisty, but nope, it's going to be on Sangali. That is Sangali's first, and back to the line goes Matthews. Matthews had an open lane there, man. I couldn't even see his face. I saw eyes open up huge, and he had an opening going to the hoop.
Down here, Wersch had about a 7-foot shot. Really needed that one to Cal. You get a chance like that. Got to put that in as McDaniel steps in here, giving Logisty a well-deserved break. This third quarter feels like an eternity. Still 2 minutes to go, Mike.
Matthews 4 of 5 from the line this quarter. Make it 5 of 6. He's living at the line this quarter.
Yeah, Matthews able to have his way a little bit better this quarter.
Ball gets into Daniels. Back to Sangali. Quickly it goes to McDaniel. Ball's going to be tipped. John Harden starting to read those passes a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit too quick there. I mean, you want to get it down quick. That was a little bit like a hot potato. Got to turn and see where he's going to be.
Ball into Hodge in the backcourt. Rogers picks him up. Here comes the double team. Gets it off to Sangali. 3 in the air by Jacob. Misses that time. Daniels comes away with it. Back up. Can't get it to fall. Big rebound by McDaniel. Gets it off to Worsh for 2.
Nice job. Cal bullying them around that time on the glass. McDaniel got one, then Daniels, then McDaniel, and then Worsh puts it in.
6 for Worsh tonight. Around the horn, Matthews has the 3, decides to pass it up. Rogers straight away, 3 in the air, no good. Rebound tipped by Worsh. Hodge tracks it down, gets it off to McDaniel. McDaniel's going to push it up to Worsh. He goes up, no good. Gets his own rebound back up and good.
Steven making a difference here in the third quarter. Good pass by McDaniel.
Lead cut back to 10, 47-37. John Harden, under a minute to go, third quarter. Matthews back out to Rogers around the horn. Tyus goes baseline to Montgomery. Montgomery brings it back out. Stolen by Daniel. Sangali has it. They both started to go away. Pass goes to McDaniel. He's going to go in for the easy 2.
Cal cuts it to 8 as we go under 30 seconds here.
It was 8 at half. Centurions have cut it back to that after a 13-point lead. Make it a 14-point lead. Centurions on a quick 6-zip run here. Rogers starts the drive, brings it back out. 18 seconds to go. They're going for one shot. Daniels out on Rogers. Starts his move. Goes back, goes high to Harris. 8 seconds to go. Harris around a pick. Starts the drive, dishes. Tyus, corner. Shot is no good. With the tip, Harris goes back up, hits the shot, and they call the foul. Boy, if you ever needed a rebound, it was right there. Centurions couldn't get it. That is going to be the third foul on Worsh. Harris gets 2. Goes to the line for 1, and what could have been an 8-point lead may end up being 11 here. Nope, he misses the free throw, but we come away with a 10-point lead with John Harris at half, 49-30, or at the end of 3 quarters, 49-39. The Christian Academy Gala featuring New York Times best-selling author Eric Metaxas will take place on Friday, February 28th at 6:30 p.m. at the Louisville Marriott Downtown Hotel located at 280 West Jefferson Street. The fundraiser includes dinner and a silent and live auction. Tickets are $100 per person. It's going to be purchased at caschools.us/gala. For more information, contact Adrian Crosby at 502-753-4585. And I tell you, if you want to have a fun evening, a great dinner, Eric Metaxas will be a great speaker. I guarantee it. And just a fun time to get together with other people that have their kids at the Christian Academy and join you in supporting Christian education, both from all Christian Academy campuses in Indiana, the Southwest campus, and of course English Station and Rock Creek campuses as well.
Championships apparel. Stop by the Kentucky 2A Championships table outside the main concourse.
Scoring through 3 quarters of play for John Harden. They're now led by Alex Matthews with 15, Tyus and Harris with 11, 6 for Rogers, 4 for Murrell, and 2 for Darius Williams. For the Centurions, Singali has 11, Worsh has 5 points for Logosty, 6 for Sattel, 3 for Daniels, and 6 for Tyler McDaniel as well. Fourth quarter action going. Hodge goes up, gives off to McDaniel, 15-footer, no good. High in the air for the rebounds. Worsh, but coming away with it is Stone for John Harden. It is Stone and Matthews along with Murrell, Harris, and Tyus for John Harden. Centurions counter with Daniels and Hodge along with McDaniel, Worsh, and Sengali. Left corner to Harris, goes inside to Matthews, fakes outside, tries to make a move, dishes outside. Tyus 3 from the corner.
Oh, we got an offensive foul.
Bucket goes in by Tyus. It should count. It is a 3 and a foul on Alex Matthews, his first foul, but the bad news is the 3 counts, and that puts John Harden back up by 13, 52-39. Sattel back in the game. Out is Worsh. And Sengali throws it in, gets it in to Hodge. He's going to be hawked by Stone, but he gets it off to McDaniels, who goes right back to Hodge across midcourt left side. In the corner goes to Sengali, overthrows him, out of bounds, Bulldog ball. Logosty quickly off the bench, in for Hodge. 52-39, John Harden. As we just start the fourth quarter, Mike Botello, Brad Morgan with the action. In case you haven't figured out, it is an audio-only broadcast tonight. Tyus, no good. Sattel somehow gets the ball away from Harris. Centurions the other way. Daniel's going to drive to the hoop. Dishes to McDaniel, up and good.
Oh, looked like he got fouled. What a break. Sangali across court to Daniels. Drew the defense, dropped it to McDaniel, finished left hand.
Cuts the lead to 11. Harris goes off to Stone, left wing, right back to Harris in the left corner. Brings it back out, looks for help into Murrell, knocked away by McDaniel. Logosty with the steal, looks up quickly, up to Sangali. Sangali hesitates, drives, pump fakes, goes up, 5-footer.
Oh!
It won't go in, but he's fouled. Hit the back of the rim, the front of the rim, and came out.
Knew he had the foul. Whole crowd was waiting to see. Bounced all around, came off, goes to the line for 2.
Third foul on Harris. Fourth of the half, and Sangali with 2. First time to the line for tonight. Jacob hits the first.
You know, the game's played out very similar to what Coach talked to the team last night. He said they have such huge runs. They said John Harden goes through streaks where they really don't look that impressive. But then for 4 minutes, they can look just overwhelming. That's what it's been here. They go on a run, and Cal creeps back in, and they go on another run.
Centurions need to keep creeping here. Need to creep in this last 6:24. 9-point lead for John Harden. Harris looks for help, gets it out top to Stone. Goes around a pick. Right back to Rogers. To Tyus. Harris with the ball around a pick. Now he goes to free throw line to Matthews. Fakes the pass, shoots, no good. Daniels with the rebound. Logosty has it. Right back in the press quickly are the Bulldogs, and Logosty will bring it up against Harris. Passes off to Sangali. Sangali on the dribble can be dangerous, but goes back to Logosty. Waits for a pick from Sattel. Drives, finds McDaniel. Baseline, 15-footer right over the bucket. Matthews has the rebound. Matthews the other way, brings it top. Oh, no travel's called. Gets it off to Tyus, and Tyus going to throw it in the back. No, they say it was knocked by the Centurions. Right corner to Harris. Drives baseline. Now he goes to Tyus. 3 in the air. Good.
Goodness gracious.
Tyus is on fire. I'm going to tell you, he's shooting better than 38% from three-point land tonight as he nails another to put John Harden back up 55-43.
Every time it's gotten tight, Tyus has been the difference maker, really. Just continue to making threes from deep.
Lady Centurions will be in action tomorrow night as they start to try to defend their 2A state title. They'll be playing at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. They'll be going against Bell County. Bell County, what a turnaround, 13-2 this year. This time last year they were in the tournament, but they were like 6-8 and got blown away in their first game. They only scored 12 points, so it's hard to tell what kind of team Bell County has, but we know they're 13-2, so they can't be too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody 13-2 is a pretty good team this time of year. You know, I always think getting through the Christmas break unscathed, that's what kind of blows me away about this John Harden team. Christmas break is tough to not lose a game because you're playing strange, you're traveling, you're playing game time, sometimes 8, 9, 10, 11 in the morning. You know, you're playing games with not big crowds, and to come away undefeated, that speaks a lot about this John Harden team than anybody, again, who's 13-2. That shows they won a lot of games over the break.
Centurion ball here, 5:29 to go, 12-point lead for John Harden. Centurions did face John Harden last year in the last game of the regional to get to this tournament. John Harden took them 84-52 to that game, so Centurions a lot better showing this year. Logosty starts the drive, brings it back out as he stopped. Looks for help, finds McDaniel. McDaniel against Murrell, drives, back out to Sattel, fakes the 3, drives, dishes back out to Daniels. Logosty top of the key, around a pick by McDaniel.
Yeah, that was right.
And there's going to be a foul on McDaniel, illegal pick. That'll be the 4th on Tyler.
Yeah, that was probably the guards. Guards went too fast that time. McDaniel was really trying to get out of the way.
Worsh back in. Out of the game comes Sattel. Nope, out of the game comes McDaniel, who has his 4th foul. 5:08 to go. Tyler, a pretty good game so far, has 8 points on the evening.
John Harden is now in the bonus.
John Harden will be in the bonus on the next foul. Stone with the ball. Goes down to Morrell. Goes up. Shot is no good. Harris with the big rebound. Back up good, and he's fouled. So Harris now with 2 buckets and fouled on both of them.
Cal foul on 0-0, Jacob Singali. That's his second, team 7 at the line, shooting 1. Harris.
Rebounding been a huge factor in this game. John Harden a 22-7 advantage in that first half. And has got another big advantage in this half as they go up 58-43. 15-point lead, their biggest of the game. They're right now on a 6-zip run. Daniels long 3, no good. Matthews with the rebound. Matthews off to Stone. Corner to Tyus, another 3. Man, he is feeling it. He has 20 points on the evening. And he has 6 threes. Wersch drives. Foul is going to be on Preston Morrell. Now, last game, I believe the new 2A state tournament most threes in a game was made by 2 players, and Warren Central was 7 each, I think it was.
That's right.
Tyus has 6 in this game so far, so he may be trying to go to break that record.
Well, typically, you think high school kids struggle, even college sometimes, shooting in a new environment like this. I was a little bit more arena style here with people seating behind the goals, but nobody having problems today.
I think Tyus likes this setting. Inside to Wersch. Pump fakes. Now he goes outside to Logosty. 3 in the air. Good. Nice inside out by the Centurions. Logosty with 8.
Cal hasn't shot bad themselves from outside. Just not quite enough to hang with this tough John Harden team.
61-46 into Morrell. Tries to back Wersch down. Goes to Harris right in the middle. Out to Matthews. 3 in the air by Matthews. No good. Rebound to Logosty. He wants to run. He has Sangali on the right. Dishes to him. 3 in the air. Good.
Nice break there. Both Logosty and Sangali knew exactly what they were going to get done there. Sangali flared out to the wing. Logosty circled back to the middle. Made them pay. Cal cuts it back to 12 here as we go. 4 minutes left as a full timeout. Follow Cal Athletics on Twitter for Centurion Athletic news and game updates. Cal Athletics at Centurion AD. And also make sure to check out the Centurion Armory. The Armory is Cal's retail store with a full line of clothing, accessories, and merchandise for every Centurion fan. The Armory is open Tuesday through Friday, 2:30 to 4 p.m.
Well, Brad, Centurion's down by 12 through 3 quarters. They're down by 11 at the free throw line. John Harden, 11 or 18 from the line. Centurions 0 of 1 from the line. 17 shot disparity from there. But really, it's been a pretty well-called game tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. I have no problem with the referees. I think it's been a really good job they've done. As we'll scoot over here for the next game. Next game broadcast coming in. But, yeah, it's been a well-called game. I don't think any issue there at all, Mike. Watch my feet here, make sure I don't cause any problems.
Brad does not want to interrupt the broadcast. We got to move down the tight accommodations here at the 2A state tournament.
We got so many papers here. I don't know what to do with myself. Death by paper.
I'm going to have to stop giving you pregame notes, I guess.
No, please keep that up.
We are back to action. 3:36 to go here in the game. 12-point lead, but Centurions on a 6-zip run thanks to 2 3-pointers. One by Logosty, one by Sangali, and John Harden just going to hold the ball out top. Harris gives it off to Rogers. This may come down to a free throw game here with 3:19 to go. Harris with the ball, and nobody's coming out. Centurions now in a man-to-man. Daniels comes out on Harris. Not close enough to get the 5-second count. Now he starts to drive. Daniels stops him, but Harris dishes down low. Shot is up, going to be good by Matthews and fouled. So Matthews, who we talked about, we held to 5 that first half, now has 17. And Stephen Wersch, that's going to be number 5 on him.
It's been about impossible to stop here in the second half. But that time, Trayvon Harris got in the lane and just made the right decision, dropped it right there on the opposite block. Nothing Stephen could do. Tried to help, got back. Then he tried to foul, and Matthews just too strong, went right through it.
Matthews hits. He has 18 on the evening. 64-49. This John Harden team averages 78 points a game. Lagasse tries to dish down to McDaniel, knocked out of bounds by either Harris or Matthews. Those two are everywhere, offense and defense. They're involved in almost every play.
Yeah, Harris is so much improved. I remember last year he struggled at times, ball handling.
Out to Sangali, looks at his defender, lets it fly, and hits the three.
Golly, no hand up. Sangali right over top of him.
19 points on the afternoon for Sangali. Winner of this game will play Warren Central, and Rogers misses the crib. McDaniel with the rebound, off to Lagasse. Lagasse finds Sattel, goes to Sangali. Sangali,
Short.
Step back, no good. Rebound to Matthews. Sattel tries to steal it from him and gets the foul in the process, and that'll send Matthews to the line for one in the bonus.
Foul number 15.
Going to get Kyle Christensen into the game for the first time. Sattel's going to come out.
Number 14, Kyle Christensen.
Matthews to the line for one in the bonus. First shot by Matthews is good. (65-52) John Harden. No good on the second. McDaniel with the rebound. Lagasse will bring it down. Passes up to McDaniel. Christensen in the corner. Back to McDaniel, or to Daniels, left wing. Lagasse drives, pulls up, 18-footer, no good off the back of the rim. Harris with another rebound. Harris starts to drive. Now Stone out of control, but able to dish to Tyus, no good. Rebound to Matthews, gets the other rebound after he misses the first shot.
Tyus finally missed one. That time, air ball.
Somebody must have heard that he's going to tie for the record. Got a little pressure. Stone with the steal from Lagasse is going to get the easy two. That is Stone's first two of the evening, but he has created some havoc on defense. Lagasse to Daniels, 1:24 to go in the game. Daniels loses it, but he's going to be fouled on the way.
John Harden foul number 12, Trevor Harris. That's his fourth. Team 6.
Into the game for Chris Academy. Who do we got coming there too? Isaiah Deming checks in. Number 30, Drew Burson checking in. Lagasse and McDaniels checking out. Minute
Like
20 to go here.
Centurions will be bowing out of this. Pass gets inside. Christensen has it. It's on the ground. Ball trying to be stolen from him. It's going to be a jump ball though. Centurions will be back in action. It'll be Tuesday the 21st, so that'll be next Tuesday. They'll be hosting Spencer County at home. That game will be at 7:30. Centurions in action Tuesday and Friday next week, hosting Spencer County on Tuesday. And number 23, at least a couple weeks ago, South Oldham comes in for a game on Friday the 24th.
Going to be really busy here coming up.
There's going to be a foul on Burson. Of course, the ladies in action tomorrow night. That game will be at 8 o'clock. We will have it right here on livesportscaster.com. Audio only as they begin to defend their 2A state championship from last year. Matthews back. We got Tyus shooting threes and Matthews shooting free throws. That's basically the game here. Greg Gitcher in the game. Sangali goes out. Great game by Jacob Sangali. Sangali ends with 19 points on the evening. And you're right, Brad. There can't be too many better shooters in this state than Jacob Sangali.
Oh, he can fill it up if he has any room.
Matthews.
What amazed me is how pure it is. It's always on line. He may be a little short from times when he does miss, but it's always right on line.
Deming brings it down, loses his footing. Paul knocked to backcourt, but Hodge able to pick it up. Under a minute to go. Hodge dishes. Gitcher, 15-footer baseline, no good. Christensen with a strong rebound. Nice move by Christensen back up for two.
Nice play by Kyle, getting in there and getting on the board. Keep battling all the way here as we go under 30 seconds.
John Harden's going to improve to 18-0 on the year. They are, 35. They are 53-1 since last year.
Yeah.
That's not a bad record.
The scores tables tell me at halftime, too. They've already been here to the Sports Center this year. They played in some kind of classic here earlier in the year, some kind of Kentucky versus Indiana, as we're obviously right on the river here in Owensboro. The team actually practiced, right on the river. You could throw the basketball into it from where we practiced today.
Roger dribbles it out, and that's going to bring us to the end, and the Centurions' bid for a 2A state championship comes to a halt as John Harden comes away with a 71-54 victory. We'll be back in a minute to recap tonight's game. Welcome back. Christian Academy Louisville basketball. Centurions fall to the #1 team in the state, John Harden Bulldogs, 71-54. Centurions go to 6-6 on the season. John Harden improves to 18-0. More importantly, John Harden moves on to play Warren Central on Saturday. And boy, what a game that will be. Warren Central ranks 16th in the state. I do not see. Do we have stats yet?
I'll get it.
Brad is going to go get stats. Ames Centurion started out strong in this game. They actually led 15-11 at the end of one quarter of play. 5 lead changes, 3 ties in the first half. And then John Harden went on those runs that Brad had talked about all game. They went on a 5-point run, an 8-point run, and a 7-point run in the second quarter. Outscored the Centurions 20-8 in the second quarter to take a 31-23 halftime lead. Then the third quarter, more of the same. Centurions did cut it to 5 as they got the 3-pointer to open that third quarter, cut it to 31-26. But then John Harden able to increase their lead. The biggest lead of that third quarter, I believe, was 14 points. They had a 45-31 lead. Centurions did cut it to 8 at the end, at almost the end of the third quarter, but then with a second to go, Harris got a rebound, put it back up and in, and was fouled, missed the free throw, but that put the lead up to 10 and really hurt the Centurions. Centurions had gone on a quick, they had gone on a 6-zip run to end that third quarter to cut it to 8 under double digits, and then that 1-second rebound by Harris putback really hurt him and put John Harden back up by 10. John Harden did increase their lead to 19 at one point and come away with the 17-point win, 71-54. Little stats as Brad does a little bit of work here in this game for the game. Let's see. Centurions, a respectable shooting night. They shot nearly 41% from the field, 50% from three-point land, 8 of 16. They were 22 of 54 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. John Harden, 45% from the field, 31% from three-point land, and 67%. They were 16 of 24 from the free throw line. John Harden, 24 free throw attempts, hit 16 of them. Centurions with 3 attempts only hit 2, a 14-point difference. Centurions lost by 17. That's got to be the major part of the game. But again, it wasn't. A lot of times you hear that free throw differential and say, man, officiating should have been terrible. It was a pretty well officiated game. Another big stat, rebounds 35 for John Harden, 19 for the Centurions, probably the 2 biggest stats of the game. Brad, he's checking out the stats here as he's back with us now. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest stat that jumps out is rebounding. John Harden 35 to Christian Academy's 19. So you think about how many possessions that can be. You know, for John Harden, it was 14 of those 35 were offensive rebounds, so 14 additional possessions. Turnovers were pretty equal. Cal was just 13. I think you're happy with that. The goal is usually to stay under 12. 13 is respectable. Obviously 11 for John Harden, but yeah, free throws. I mean, so many just easy opportunities. You know, sometimes a game is pretty simple if you break it down. It doesn't help the coaches. It helps you just in perspective. John Harden got so many easy baskets, so many layups, so many free throws, whereas Cal's baskets were tough threes, challenge finishes at the rim, challenge 15-footers. You know, sometimes it's just a battle of who can get the most easy baskets. And John Harden with their huge size advantage, and Cal did a great job of negating it the best they could. But really the free throw line is where the difference was on that end. But you look at the attempts, 24-53, Cal 24-54. Cal got up as many shots as they did, so the only difference there is the free throws. Obviously, they were outscored by 14 at the foul line, lost the game by 16 or 17 points. So, you know, all in all, pretty equal. I think, Mike, a pretty good showing by Christian Academy. Obviously, I think the score, you would like to have been a little closer, but it was more indicative of a 10-point game. For 3 quarters, it was under a 10-point game. Just got away a little bit there in the last quarter.
Well, you consider coming in the game, John Harden averaging 78 points a game and only giving up, I believe, 44 a game. So Centurions held them to 71 and scored 54 themselves. So they beat the averages in that aspect tonight.
Right, and you know it was 2 runs really. You know it was a run there in the early second quarter, then a run there in the big run there in the third quarter. Cal wasn't able to sustain scoring on this end for the offense. And then John Harden really inserted themselves with Matthews inside. And the big one, though, was number 2, Jalen Tice. I think for this John Harden team, and I'm not a coach and probably might not see another game until I see them other than this tournament, is they've got to find somebody other than just Matthews, Morrell, and Harris. And tonight they did. In the form of Jalen Tice, who didn't even start, by the way, and ended up hitting 6 threes, 1 field goal for 20 points. You take him off the floor, and, you know, maybe somebody else steps up and makes shots, but take him out, and this game goes down to the wire. But for John Harden, as they probably do every game, someone did step up, and that shows the mark of a good team.
Individual, why don't you go over, I didn't do individual scoring, go over individual scoring.
Sure. First for John Harden, their superstar, Alex Matthews, who had 5 at the half. Thank you, sir. Finished with 23. Preston Morrell only had 4 tonight. Devin Rogers with 6. Devontae Stone with 2. Trayvon Harris with 14. That's it for the starters. Then off the bench, the big one, Jalen Tice, the sophomore number 2, had 20 points on 6 of 11 from threes. And then Darius Williams with 2 for 71. Jacob Singali led the Centurions tonight, who only had 1 in double digits with 19. Tyler Logasty with 8. Nate Sattel with 6. Braden Daniels 3. Tyler McDaniel 8. Stephen Wersch off the bench 8. Great to see him back out there. Had a good performance. And Cole Hodge with 2 for 54. And then, Kyle Christensen also with 2 off the bench. Final, John Harden 71, Cal 54.
So Tyler McDaniel, not only 8 points, but 6 rebounds tonight. A good night for him underneath on the boards.
Tyler was fantastic. Saddled with foul trouble, of course. Was able to, had a few of his shots didn't roll in, but I love the way he's playing. I mean, he's playing with good footwork. He's playing aggressive on defense. Love the way Stephen Wersch played. I like the way Nate played. Braden was fantastic on defense. Just not quite enough of the tank. And you've seen the start of the first half and the start of the third quarter, or first quarter and third quarter, Cal jumped out to a lead, and then the third quarter got a lead. Started pulling it back tight. I think just fatigue and depth gets you in the end when you play good teams like this, and that's such a credit to John Harden, the program they've built. But Cal, and on the top side of the team, you got to be thinking going forward, there's nobody that we can't play with, and then you say that you're going to play Ballard, you're going to play, you're going to play some other, you're going to play South Odom, you're going to play some other really good teams. Need consistency. Can Cal give that kind of effort against Spencer County, against South Odom? If they can, they'll be right there. So a lot to look forward to. Just thankful they made it here. It was a great time getting here, and played some good teams along the way, Owen County, Henry County, Western Hills. So thankful to be here, and that also builds experience for next year. Every time you make it and you keep those other teams in your section from making it, they don't know what it's like down here. And so it gives you a little bit of that drive that we're the team, we know what it is, what it takes to get here, and we want to get back.
And what a great event it is. I mean, it is just a fun event to come to. As we talked about on the boys' side especially, 5 of the top 16 teams in the state are 2A teams and are all here.
Absolutely. As we see the number 3 team in the state is taking the floor here. Still 30 minutes from tip-off, so they're not allowed to have the balls, but Lexington Catholic's out on the court warming up, getting stretched out. And they're going to be taking on, I believe, Callaway County, which is our friends right here beside us. Callaway County Radio has set up shop here. Mike, if we weren't friends before, we're going to be now. We're tight as can be here, tighter than tree bark here on this table. 4 of us at the table, and we're wrapping up, and they're getting ready for their next game. Callaway also has the girls here, so maybe we'll meet up again tomorrow for some Lady Centurion and Lady Laker basketball.
And speaking of the girls, the Cal girls will be in action tomorrow night. That game will be at 8 o'clock. We'll probably come on about 7:45, 7:50, unless they get ahead of schedule. We may come on a little bit earlier tomorrow night. But Lady Centurions, of course, defending their 2A state title from last year. And, man, what can you say? They're 14-2 and just playing great this year.
Been playing great. Had a little bit of an off time here as they didn't play since last Friday. So hopefully no rust to show tomorrow night, but they'll have the last game of the first round for all teams, so they have to wait a long wait. I know they just practiced in Louisville. I was just talking to Coach Cameron through text. They're heading this way, was listening to our broadcast, and they're heading this way now. They're going to get here tonight, have a nice dinner at Moonlight Barbecue, and I think they're going to either do some bowling or a movie without an early game tomorrow. Then tomorrow they have a shoot-around over at Kentucky Wesleyan's practice gym. They'll have a practice shoot-around there. That'll get them a little loose, and then we'll meet up with them over here tomorrow night, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be about an hour out of tip-off.
We'll be here to bring the action tonight. Boys, again, back in action next Tuesday. They'll be hosting Spencer County. Love to have you here in Owensboro tomorrow night to cheer the girls on. If you can't make it, though, we'll have it right here on livesportscaster.com on the Cal Sports Network, and love to have you with us. Big thanks again to PNC Bank, the Christian Academy Gala featuring Eric Metaxas, Beef O'Brady's, Court, the best in rehab, Alliance Promotional Products, and Tran Orthodontics, the best smiles in the business. Thank our sponsor for being with us tonight. Brad, great to have you here.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you coming and covering the Centurions.
And biggest thanks to you fans who joined us tonight. Until tomorrow night when we take on the Lady Centurion, or when the Lady Centurions take on Bell County. We will see you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great 24 hours until then. We'll see you, everybody.